Welcome to the Inspiration Station hosted by Joshua Lenox, the place to fill up your tank if you're in need of encouragement and motivation.
Everybody, it is Friday, and y'all already know what time it is. It's the Inspiration Station where we do what? We upsize in 2025 all day, every day. You better believe it. And y'all, even in these last few weeks, we still upsize. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you all are going to watch this or hear this, or also right now you might be watching. I don't know where you are and what the time zone is, but I want to say welcome to the Inspiration Station. It is Friday, y'all. It's 12/12/25. Double numbers, 12/12/25. Y'all, what's going on? What's going on with you as you're coming in? I just want to say I hope that everyone has been doing amazing, doing well, doing excellent. We get to choose how we want to be, how we want to show up, and how we want our day to be. So I hope that each and every one of you have had a great day. I know, as I always have to tell y'all, I know it's just between me and you. You know, this is the best part of your week, the best part of your Friday. I know it's just being with me. I know it's okay. Just like I said, don't share that with too many people because you might hurt somebody's feelings. So we don't want to do that, right? Sure. Anyway, I also like to say, y'all, if we have challenges, that we know that that's just a reminder and an indicator of reminding us that we could do anything and we can overcome anything and we're not stuck or stagnant with issues or problems. We can have solutions and we can also get through anything because nothing can stop you, nothing can hinder you, and nothing can block you. So we know that, right? So any challenges, I'm sure some of y'all have had some. I've had some today, but guess what? We're overcomers. We're still smiling. We're still laughing. It doesn't matter if you feel a certain way. We don't say that that's the entirety of who you are. I might feel a little down about something, but overall, I'm great. I might have had a moment today that was very irritable or very frustrating, but overall, I feel good. I knew that I would, like James Brown. So as y'all are coming in, just let me know how your day has been going, and let me know how everything has been going all the way up into this week. Tell me something new about yourself, something positive about yourself, as you all are just rolling, doom, doom, rolling, doom, doom, rolling on the station. Hey, I might be able to create something with that. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. I'm not gonna just, jump into that right now. But also, if this is your first time on the Inspiration Station, this is not going to be your last because now you're locked in and you're stuck with us. You are here and you are not a visitor. You are somebody who's going to be right a part of this community as we're continuing to just expand and the numbers are just continuing to grow and the views are just continuing to grow. And I just give God all the glory for that. And also, thank you all for sharing all just so much. And again, YouTube, y'all are something else. I mean, I saw one Friday, it was up to almost 4,000 people watching on YouTube alone. So I just give God the glory for that and seeing what He's doing and what He's carrying through me with all of us doing this thing together. So I'm just very appreciative for that and so much gratitude. I want to say hello to everybody out there on YouTube Live, Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, on Spotify, on Audible, on Amazon, and also on Apple. I always feel like I'm gonna miss something, but I never do. You see, sometimes we might be second guessing ourselves, thinking we're gonna be slacking in something, and we're right on target. So let that be something for some of y'all out there right now. You thinking you're missing something, or you're missing out on something, or you don't have enough of this, or don't have enough of that, and you're right on target, and you're spot on right now, even if it doesn't feel like it. So. What is the Inspiration Station? We all know what this is, but just in case this is your first time, the Station is not just about the person that you're looking at right here, not just the vessel. It's not just about Joshua Lennox. It's about all of us because each and every one of us are an inspiration not only to others, to many, but also inspirations to ourselves. You have so many life experiences and encounters in your life that you can always gravitate to remind you, hey, I can do anything I put my mind to. I can push myself. I can be my own cheerleader. I can be my own motivator. I can be my own encourager. I think I might have just said that, but I'm going to say it again. I can be my own encourager. I can be my own pusher. Because many of you have gotten to this position of where you are right now by being that person who's had to just persevere, who's had endurance. And sometimes you might forget about that. But if you look back in that good old catalog of yours called Your Life, the chronicles of your life, you will be reminded that, hey, if I have come through all of these different things in my life, I can come through many, many more. And I can be victorious in it, even when it's challenging, even when it's hard, even when I want to give up. I kept going. Something in me just kept pushing forward. It's because you have so much more to do and you can't just stay stuck where you are, right? Also, the inspiration station is definitely where we're open, we're honest, we're vulnerable, not just with each other, but also with ourselves. Because the relationship that's often most neglected is what, y'all? The one with ourselves. Y'all getting good at this. If I had a gold sticker for all of y'all, I would pass it out, but virtually, I don't know how to do that. So maybe that's something I can consider. But yes, the relationship with ourselves is the one that's often neglected. So we have to make sure we're able to look in the mirror and be honest with who we are, and not run away from it. Because sometimes it can be a little scary to be upfront and honest and really, really, really transparent with yourself, where you're not hiding or wearing a mask all the time. So yes, and also we have people who will be coming in very soon, y'all. I am so thankful, first of all, that we have people who are very interested and wanting to be on the inspiration station. And it's just that people's schedules are something else. They're amazing. And I'm happy for that. I'm glad about that. But there'll be people coming on here that you know very well from a distance, somebody you might admire from a distance, have been greatly influenced by, see them on social media, seen them on television, seen them on a football field, seen them on a concert stage, or you've seen them in music videos, whatever it is, or there'll be people who you've never met before. And as I always say, each and every person is a superstar. Everybody's a superstar to me. That's just my perspective. And what I mean by that, I want to clarify because someone questioned me about this and they was like, there's no stars, there's no superstar. Jesus is the only superstar. Let's not be so deep. Yes. First of all, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior who was ahead of my life. And I also know that he's within us also. So for me, when I say that I see everyone as a superstar, I see people through the eyes of Christ. I believe that's just something that's always been in me. I always see people through the eyes of Christ, not even in their struggles, not even in their behaviors and things of that nature. Certain things that are negative can be viewed as negative or unhealthy, insecurities, flaws, and things of that nature. Struggles. I still see the superstar in people. I've always been like that since I was a child. If you want to know, ask my mom; she will tell you. Everybody was a superstar. I wanted to go talk to the homeless person on the street and go hug them and learn from them and see if we could take them home with us and feed them. I've always seen every person as a superstar. I don't care where you come from. I don't care your status. I don't care. All of that doesn't matter. You're a superstar as a person. So I just wanted to clarify that because I was questioned about this. Like, none of us are superstars. I'm like, well, maybe that's the way you want to see it, but my logic is not so much to where we're looking at a person as a superstar and we're idolizing them. You're a superstar just for who you are. You shine bright, as the word says, to let your light shine before men, and they will see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. All right, so without further ado, y'all, I hope again that you all have had an amazing Friday so far. And I know this is the best part. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup, so that didn't work. But anyway, the best part of your day on Friday is right now or whenever you're going to watch this. So let's jump right in because I want y'all to get back to your Fridays and enjoy all of that good stuff. And we're not going to be long tonight. I almost sound like I'm a MC at a church or either a pastor. I won't be before you long. But I wanted to say the title for tonight is just Welcome to Orientation. Welcome to orientation. How many times have y'all heard that? I know for me, I've heard that several times over my life. Welcome to orientation. I started to wear like a name badge or something like my name is Josh or whatever, or I'm your trainer or whatever. I'm going to be in a sense like your virtual trainer tonight. But when I say welcome to orientation, the orientation that we're going to talk about tonight is not the orientation of a job, but you'll see in a minute, it could be, but the orientation is the new you, the you that you've never met before, the you that you're wrestling with right now. Some of y'all probably having a lot of tug of war with who you've been versus who you're becoming. So I'm going to kind of come from a job definition for just a moment when we talk about orientation. When we talk about orientation, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to just visually go with me in your mind and be sitting table with your pens and your paper and your notepad and your bag on the floor, your briefcase, whatever it is, your laptop out, and you prepared to hear. You got your apple because you know we're gonna have snacks at orientation, right? Well, no matter where you are. And again, I'm going from a job perspective for just a second, but think about orientations of all kinds. You might have an orientation for joining a new organization for joining a new, well, I just said organization, but a club, an organization of, I said organization, y'all. If I say that one more time, but you may have an orientation to several different things. We're just going to say that for right now, okay? Anything that you're starting new, anything that you're embarking on that's new, that you're having to learn about that you've never experienced before. Orientation is defined as it occurs on the first few days of a new hire's employment. It involves introducing them to their team. Think about some of the things that I'm saying, and I want you to already start to kind of shift this into your own personal life. So, when we talk about an orientation for a job, the new job is the new you. Okay. So, I'm going to start over again, but it occurs on the first few days of a new hire's employment. It involves introducing them to their team, showing them their workspace, and administering new hire paperwork. Employees will usually spend a portion of their job orientation reviewing onboarding. Think about these keywords. I'm emphasizing some of these things, but reviewing onboarding information like dress code, benefits, and salary. Another part of this is a new hire will also spend their job orientation process within the department they'll be working in. The department you'll be working in is your life. You can spend this time explaining their daily tasks, familiarizing them with the software or equipment, I'm going to say downloads, they'll be using and getting them acquainted with the team members they'll be collaborating with. The job orientation process should be, and I'm going to put emphasis on should be comfortable and inviting for new employees by making them feel welcome and excited to get started on their task. So, as I've already mentioned, I want you to go ahead and put in your mindset in that frame of yours and frame this in a way of this new job orientation that I am embarking on or that I'm now entering in is my life, the new me. So if I was using this for myself, I would say the onboarding process is the new Josh that I'm about to embark on, that I'm about to get these manuals. You know how they love to get these folders and manuals, and you get the PowerPoint presentations and all those things that you know you're going to be in there for all day. And you just got to put it in your mind and be like, I'm about to have to learn all this information, but I can't, don't want to get overwhelmed because I'm attaining a lot immediately. So I want to go back to some points really quick when it says that when you are entering into orientation, it involves introducing them to their team. So let's stop. To their team. You know, again, when we're going to a job orientation, you're starting to learn about, you see new people who are going to be, you're going to be working alongside that are in your class. Stay with what I'm saying, that are already in your orientation class that you're coming in with. Although when orientation and training and things of that nature are over, you're going to be working with other people, but these are going to be like your core. Follow what I'm saying? Your core people. So again, as you're entering this new phase of your life, that means that you're going to have new people show up. You're going to have people who are probably going to look a lot like you and look a lot like where you're going. And when I say look, I don't mean with your aesthetic or your physical appearance, but what I mean is that they will be people who have similar interests, similar likes, similar goals, similar objectives, similar missions. And let me back up for just a moment. I've always said this. I think I said this in my second book. I think it was when I said we're always getting to a new phase in our life where we have to leave the old for the new. But it's almost like you have to it's like you come together and you have to make a handshake or, come together. And it's like a handshake signifies an agreement. And you get to choose whether you want to stay over here or you want to go over to the new you, a new phase of who you are. Because in order to go over into the new phase, you're going to have to leave some old things behind, old mindsets, old beliefs, old values, old ways of how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you believe in yourself. You have to leave old people behind, old places. And it's so amazing to me. I remember as a kid in church, they would sing the things I used to do. I don't do no more. The places I used to go, I don't go no more until it becomes true that when you get to a certain place in your life in different phases, it's just certain things you have to leave behind. Certain things don't quite, you don't have a taste for anymore. And so things change. So again, with that saying, your team, there are new people that you're going to have come into this new space of who you are if you choose to in this orientation. Also, it says showing them their workspace and administering new hire paperwork. So with that workspace, again, what am I going to be doing? Sometimes when we're going into an orientation, it might literally mean that you're going to be doing new things that you never even imagined that you would be doing, things that you hadn't even fathomed about. I remember when I got my first master's, which was hilarious because I told God, I was like, well, okay, I know I'm going to go back to school at some point after I graduate from undergrad. And people were like, just go ahead and get it done. And I was like, you listen to me. They have your interest, a good interest for you, but you listen to me. And I'm thinking like, okay. So when it was time, he was like, I'm trying to get a job, and I'm even talking to the woman over the phone, and she's like, "Are you interested in furthering your education?" I was like, "No, not right now. Man, don't work, don't eat, so I need a job." And she transferred me to Liberty University anyway. I'm like, "There's a lady not here." I was like, I think that woman was an angel because it's like she disregarded everything that I said, and it set me right up for my first master's, and then which then subsequently led me into get my second master's back to back, y'all. Sometimes it makes my head spin. What I mean by that when I'm saying new workspace, in that time or that phase of my life, I didn't see that I was going to be going to get no pastoral counseling master's or that I was going to be getting a professional counseling degree right after that. And so again, that required me to go out and to do this is a new thing. And sometimes, God will give you glimpses of what you're going to do and also who you're becoming. He'll give you small glimpses in dreams, visions, or whatever that is. And you almost will look at that person and say, that don't look, I don't think that, how am I going to be that? How am I going to do that? And I used to always say to God sometimes, I'm like, you want me to do you mean me? I'm gonna do that or I'm gonna be this? And he's like, yes, you. I'm showing this for you. I'm showing this for my health. This is who you're becoming. And so I'm like looking at where I was currently, and I'm like, how am I going to be doing this, that, and the other? And it's like, well, I have to stay the course. So in workspaces, what maybe some of you all have been getting that itch right now where you feeling like there's certain things you want to try, certain things you want to do, whether that's careers, whether that's building a business, whether that is joining forces of any kind. So again, it's like, where am I going to operate with my talents and gifts and my skills and abilities at this time that I haven't done before? I haven't been in certain spaces or places to do that before. New hire paperwork. Well, now I have a new identity in a sense. It's almost like I have a new status of my identity. I'm still Josh, or you're still whatever your name is. But now when I'm filling out this paperwork, maybe my location has changed. Maybe my phone number has changed. And when I say this, I don't mean literally. I just mean like when these are certain indicators that require or that would speak about identifying where you are. But maybe that might be literal. Some of y'all might have moved. So again, when I'm filling out this new paperwork where I am currently in my space, I'm no longer physically living where I used to live. But also, maybe spiritually, emotionally, mentally, I'm no longer living where I used to live. So I can't put that down on this paperwork. I'm no longer living on Sadness Lane. I'm no longer living on Overwhelm Avenue. I'm no longer living on Superman Boulevard where I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to be there for everybody. I'm no longer living on low self esteem avenue. If you get what I'm saying, there's certain things that the places you no longer live in, you no longer reside in brokenness. You no longer reside in fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, being neglected, being abused, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, or even verbally. Did I say it? I don't know, y'all, but y'all get what I'm saying. I'm no longer in these places. So when I'm filling out this new paperwork about myself, there's certain things that have changed that I no longer ascribe. I don't ascribe to where I used to certain things anymore. Also, my age, maybe not even just your literal age, maybe your maturity has changed. So I've aged in a way, so I'm not the same. I can't put that down on this. My emergency contacts are not the same. So now I've changed. So now I have new people now that will be my emergency contacts. I'm just trying to get you to get the concept. As it also says that employees will usually spend a portion of their job orientation reviewing onboarding information. So You remember these good old policy books and things of that nature, policies and procedures. This is how we do things with this company. Well, the Lord is going to be that trainer for you. The Holy Spirit is going to be that trainer for you to allow you to say, to allow you to see, okay, here we are in this new place in your life, this new phase. These things are what you're going to need to adhere to moving forward. These are some new rules. These are some new regulations. You will notice there are a lot of things that you used to do or participate in, you no longer can do. You have to have a different conduct now. You have to carry yourself in a different way. And I love how it says information like dress code, benefits, and salary. Now, because of this new person that I'm becoming, I might not even dress the same. And dressing doesn't always just mean what I'm talking about with clothes, y'all. It also just what I was just talking about. I no longer wear shame. I no longer wear guilt. I no longer wear certain things that are not pertaining to where I'm going. I no longer wear the banner of not being good enough. I no longer wear the banner of feeling like I'm responsible for everybody, or that I'm unlovable, I'm unwanted, I'm unheard, I'm unseen, I'm overlooked. I no longer wear that stuff. I don't wear depression. I might have depressive moments, but I'm no longer wearing that. That's not something I'm walking around. The word says that he will put on the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. So it's like if I have heaviness, I'm not wearing that no more. I'm gonna put on the garment of praise. I'm gonna put on the garment of joy. I'm gonna put on the garment of peace. I'm gonna put on the garment of love. So again, where I am now, I don't dress the way I used to. And also the benefits. There's got to be benefits for you having to get to where you are right now, this new you. It's cost you a lot. Also, because you've had to shed things, you've had to be pruned, you've had to get rid of certain things, certain mindsets, people, places, things. All of these things have shifted for you. So, again, it's got to be something. God just does not let us go through things and allow us to be empty handed. Now, since I've gotten here and I learned also a salary, and I see what I'm going to be paid, I'm going to see that I'm in another bracket that I've never been in before. Um, I have certain favor over my life. I have certain access to certain things. I have certain resources now, but it's required me to go through a transformation. I've had to be changed in order for me to get to this phase right now. And I've been through too much to get here. It's been hard. It's been a challenge. And sometimes, as I've said, some of you might be actually grieving at this very moment as I'm speaking, because you're seeing the old is, I mean, all things are made new. The old things are passed away now, but some things you probably miss. Might not mean that you want to go back to it, but also you're grieving the things that maybe you didn't realize. Maybe you didn't realize how giving and generous you were to people who were toxic. Maybe you didn't realize that you were staying in places that you were being tolerated and never celebrated. Maybe you're grieving, realizing now because the scales are off your eyes in a sense, you can look back and say, dang, I went through a lot. Darn, I mean, I had no idea because I was in it. So now I'm getting to look back, I'm looking back, but not to go back. And I'm also looking at some things I do miss. Maybe you miss those people who you had to cut away from that no longer serve you in this new phase or season in your life. Maybe you had to cut off certain places that you used to be associated with, certain organizations. Even some of maybe your talents and gifts have been put on pause. I'm not going to say they've stopped, but maybe the certain capacity that you were using them in has stopped and you missed that. But you don't realize this new person that you are, it's got to be better. God takes us from glory to glory. So things have to be better than they were before. But there's benefits to this. There's a new salary, but also there's a new cost. There's a new cost to this person. So the higher I'm going, the more I probably have to sacrifice. The more challenges I have, the more responsibilities I have, the more duties I have. Which again, this comes with what? Job orientation. When you sit down with that manual, it's letting you know this is your new role. These are your new responsibilities. These are your new duties. Maybe now your time is different. Your time has changed. You're not able to do as much as you wanted to do before. You're not able to give yourself to so many people. Now your access has changed. And really quick, give you 4 quick points and then we're out of here, y'all. Just to get you in that mindset of also translating job orientation to you orientation, the new you. Um, think about this too. Usually, they like to describe or go over the background of the company, including its vision and mission statement, the objectives, the goals, and the history. So even for you now, as you sit before your new self, Well, now you got to do the background of who this person is that you're becoming as you're going to do that as you're going along. Also, your vision has changed. Where you see your direction of your life, where you're going, your mission statement. This is talking about, again, this is talking about movement. Where do I see myself heading? Also, who am I at this point? Because maybe my identity has been tied to a lot of the things that I did versus who I am. So now I've got to realize again, this ties into your purpose. And again, objectives, my goals, and even my history. Consult your history. Just don't make a construct of it. Consult it. Think about where you come from because it allows you to realize that you deserve, in a sense, there's a deserving, you've had to pay a price to get to where you are. And be clear about it. Sometimes people say, well, I don't deserve nothing. It's not about us. It's all about Jesus. It's all about. I remember singing that song and when I was younger, and it was kind of irritating afterwards. I'm like, it's not about us, but it's about Jesus. I'm like, no, no, I don't think that that's correct. There has to be something about us because he chose to die for us. He gave us life for us. Now, sharing his glory, no, we don't get to share glory with him, but it's got to be something about you. So this is why I say consult your history because again, this reminds you, you know what? I've had to go through a lot and work a lot to get to where I am, and I appreciate being here. So I might want to, consult that to fast forward and appreciate the new place that I'm in today. And also remind me that's not where I'm ever going back to. Not to say it's bad or negative, because all things work together for our good and all serve the purpose to get you to where you are. Also, there's an overview of company standards, procedures, and policies. So again, certain things you used to settle for, no longer will you do that. Also, you're no longer obligated to do certain things you used to do. Be a person like you used to be. I think one of the greatest things I remember learning for myself is that when God would start to shed certain things off of me, certain negative beliefs that I had about myself, I always felt like my value in a lot of ways was in what I could do for people because they would seem to be what most people would accept me for, but they weren't really there for Josh. It's just what can Josh do for me and how can I benefit from him? And for me, dealing with certain things, abandonment, rejection, for majority of my life, it was a way of me feeling like, okay, I guess this is just who I am to people. And this is what's going to allow people to really pay attention to me, to actually want to be in my life. And I had to realize as God was shedding certain things, taking the scales off of my eyes, I realized I got to raise my standards for people who are going to be around me. There's going to have to be some good old reciprocation going on up in here. So again, your standards and the way you do things, your procedures and policies, things that you have, your non-negotiables or whatever that is, those things change now. Details on payments and benefits. We all want to know about money, 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 money. We want to know about details on payments and benefits. We want to know how we're going to get paid, how we're going to be benefiting from where we are right now in our lives. And let me say this, if we think about ourselves, payment and benefits, a lot of that's going to stem from how you take care of you, who you surround yourself with, what you allow yourself to be connected to or who you're connected to. Also being healthy in also all your interests, your hobbies, your family dynamics, the way you date, your relationships. Again, payments and benefits. There's got to be some level of value that's being given back to you and you're not just giving that out. So that's what I think about when I think about payments and benefits. And we're going to it's got to be some level of residual. Something's got to be coming in just as much as we're putting out. There's this discussion on the expectations and responsibilities of the role. Now, I think that's the most important one because now I need to know as God is leading me and the Holy Spirit is leading me, is that I need to know how am I supposed to show up now? I've never been here before. This is a little scary. What am I supposed to do now? What's my responsibilities? How has my role changed? Maybe, and even in the simplistic things, I might not speak the way I used to speak. I can't tolerate certain conversations anymore. I can't give so much of my time away. I'm a person who's doing much more productivity. Maybe you went from working one lane of income to now having five or six different streams of income. Maybe now God wants you to tap into some other talents or gifts. Maybe He has different assignments on your life. Maybe He wants to upgrade your calling in a certain way, certain calls that you have, or certain callings you have on your life. Maybe all of that changes, but it's like, I don't know this person. And that can be a little scary because it's like I'm having to learn somebody who I've ever never met before, but I'm that person. And let me say this, there'll be also some things to surface in you, come to the surface or come out of you that have always been there and you didn't know it, or it's always been there and you were suppressing it. So like it's now, okay, we've gone through some healing, we've gone through some things in your life and we got you to here. So now you're probably in a place where you're now whole. You're never going to be fully healed. I love when I talk to my clients and like, I ain't going to date or I ain't going to do this until I'm completely healed. I'm like, we're not going to be completely healed until we take our last breath. But maybe I'm in a place now where I'm whole. So now I can take more risk on things. Now I can bet on myself. Now I can believe more in myself. Now I can gravitate to people who are healthy for me. Now I can build things that are going to be lasting for me and do some things for myself and not always doing them for everybody else. So I wanted to make this as simplistic as possible, y'all, but I'm going to let you go. But as I was saying, you are in a position right now where you're meeting or also you might be struggling with or you're walking in a new version of who you are. You know, sometimes people say, you know, you back in the day when we had math books and English books, that just made my head spin. But you might get a math book and it says this is math, whatever, the first edition. But then as the years go on, that edition upgrades to maybe six or seven. It keeps it because there's things that are being added and that are more improved. They're new improved things added to that book. So it has to be a new edition. That's all that you are right now. You are becoming a new edition of who you are. And guess what? You have other phases in your life that you're going to be able to continue to make that agreement with. And it might be scary because I didn't ever think I was going to be doing this stuff. Or I didn't ever think I was going to be in these places or spaces in these rooms with these types of people, traveling all over the world, doing whatever it is. But that new you is evolving. Just don't fight it. I do see many people who have the opportunity to walk into that new edition of themselves, into that new orientation, and they refuse because of fear. So making that agreement, they choose to, I'm gonna stay, I'm right here, I'm good right here. And it's like, but there's so much more on this side. So just want to say welcome to orientation because that's all that's been. Some of you have been having this tugging. You've been feeling sad, dealing with grief, feeling lonely, just shedding tears and not even knowing why, not knowing you're shedding the old you. Certain dreams you're having where God is showing you old relationships, old things that that are being washed away from you. So I just want all of you to be encouraged. We're all in this orientation process together. But also, like with the job, a technical job, you do this orientation and you go through training for however many weeks or whatever the time frame is, and then when you're actually put out to do the what you've been training for, this new you that gets a little bit more training and stuff that you're now going to go out and start to apply who you are to every part of your life. It's going to be moments where you might, you know, you still need to refer back to the manual, which is the Lord, for Him to order your steps, to guide you, and also for Him to help you. He's a helper in helping us understand who we're walking out that we've never met. But He's already seen this person, He's already seen who we are at this point. He just needs to assist us. And you need to know He's always there to assist you along the way. No need to be afraid of these new parts of you that are coming out. Some of y'all can remember, you look back just 10 years ago, you're like, oh my God, I'm so different than that person. Or just last year, or even last month, maybe even last week. I don't know. So be encouraged. I just want to say, I hope that you all have enjoyed this tonight. I know I've enjoyed it. It's something just to always kind of keep in the back of your mind that when you start, don't resist when you're getting this shift that's coming in your life because you need it more than you know. And guess what? There are people out there in the world that are needing these upgraded versions of yourself. You have no idea how even you shifting to a new level shifts other people to other levels as well. So I love y'all. I hope that you all have enjoyed tonight while we've been in this orientation. I'm sorry I didn't have any snacks and stuff like they have in orientation or whatever, but I hope that each and every one of you have a safe, wonderful, and blessed Friday and also weekend. Y'all, it will be the middle of December next week. Okay. Christmas is right around the corner, right? Didn't we just start December? Okay. Yeah, I'm not the only one who thinks that. So, anyway, I love y'all much. And as I always tell you, you've always been great. You're just getting better. And guess what? You're starting to embrace it as you're embracing the new you that you've never seen before. So hold on and just know that nothing's abnormal, nothing's strange, nothing's out of place. This is what we were put here for. All things are old things are passed away. All things are being made new. We can't get to the greater things with old mentalities, old ways of thinking, old beliefs, negative core beliefs that rule and reign over our lives, um, or old relationships. So, love y'all. See y'all Friday. Next Friday. What time? Huh? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. Let me stop playing, y'all. Wait a minute. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, and 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And there's several other time zones that watch and tune in with us, that are family here on the Inspiration Station, and they know when their time zone is, and I don't at the moment. So I love y'all again. Spread love now more than ever, because we need the unity, and it starts right with you, and it starts even greater with the new you. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thanks for watching the Inspiration Station with Joshua Lenox. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.